Hey guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, welcome back, and I appreciate the support. Guys, listen. I know Tyre Nichols is in the ground and he's buried, but it still don't make the pain in everybody's heart go away. And I'm going to touch this subject one more time. And the reason why is this. I always encourage you guys to give me comments, contribute to the channel, talk amongst each other, whether you agree or disagree, including myself. You agree or disagree with me, I appreciate it. And a lot of people responded and said some things, to me. And, as a content creator, guys, we got to have thick skin. People are not going to always agree with things we say, and we just have to deal with it. And that's how I look at YouTube. YouTube, the way I want to run my platform is just be honest with you, give my opinion, you guys give your opinion. Everything in between, it is what it is. But I still appreciate you guys just at least leaving a comment, because it does take courage, and it shows a little bit about how serious people are and how things affect people, these stories that we do, and the way you respond. So I do appreciate that. But guys, let me tell you something. Somebody left me a negative comment, and it didn't piss me off or anything like that, but it did make me think like, yo, what is this person talking about? Let me go back and look at the video. Come to find out the person was wrong. Sir, you were wrong. I'm not going to say what you said, but I'm going to break something down. And I'm going to get this down to the bare bones. And I'm going to talk about something a lot of people are not talking about. In fact, I might be the only one on YouTube talking about this. So if you say, where'd you get your sources from and all this stuff, I'm going to leave a link in the description box of this video. You can go see for yourself. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I'm watching the same thing you watching. Guys, right now, when they showed the video, because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, that are still out there, and I'm gonna go over every question that I can come up with, and we'll take it from there. But listen, watch this whole video, and before you make a comment, negative or positive, or a judgment against what I'm saying, guys, I think this needs to be heard. Now listen, I'll comb through that video again. Now, for some reason, I'm desensitized from watching it so much, but I'm gonna say something real fast. I'm gonna name names and actions. Right now, in the description box of this video, remember I said there was 4 cameras. They only showed 2 on TV. And that's what most Americans and most people around the world have seen. I found a link where they got 4 cameras. And they got the sounds of the body cams of when they were beating him. So, trust me, guys, check it out. But listen, if you can't stomach it, I'm going to tell you exactly what is going on and what I've seen. And it explains a lot about the situation with the white officer, what's his name, Preston Hempfield. Now let me explain it, but I want to go all the way back to the beginning of the video, the first video you see where you see people jumping out the car. At that video, in that video, right, the first initial video everybody's watching, where they see the policeman pull up, put the car in gear, jump up out the car. If you watch closely, whose body cam is that? Preston Hempfield's body cam. He's the one that had the taser. Remember on Tyre Nichols' leg? And he was like, I'll tase your ass. And he's the one that said, I hope they stomp him when he ran away. Now watch this. A lot of questions go into it. When he gets out the car, when Preston Hempfield gets out the car, and like I said, only Preston Hempfield's video camera is the one that's being shown. Remember that. Preston Hempfield gets out, he runs up to the car. When he runs up to the car, what? He arrived late on the scene. There was already cars swarmed around Tyre, like it was like a bounty hunter raid or something. Like that lets me know he was targeted. The way the cars intercrossed in front of him and cut him off when he got out the car, when they got out the car, it was one officer on the right, one officer on the left. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the officer that was there, the 2 officers that were there, and I'll go back and look, were, one was Desmond Mills Jr., right, the bald head dude, and the other one was either Justin Smith or Emmett Martin. I think it was Emmett Martin that was there. Not Emmett Martin, Tadarius Bean. I think it was Tadarius Bean that was there. The ones that had the guns on him get out the car, snatching, because I think honestly, Tadarius Bean was the one that snatched him out the car. And you guys can go back and look at it. That's the first part. So the first question is, how come in the first series was he already surrounded? So it already let me know he was targeted. He was already targeted. The way they swarmed on him, it was like somebody called something in on him, or they was looking for somebody with that car and that description. Snatched him out the car. He said, "What are you doing?" Then he also said, while they was talking to him, "I just want to go home." Meaning I ain't done nothing wrong. What is this about? He didn't know these people. And like I said before, I think they was, you know, Demetrius Haley, supposedly the ringleader of this bullshit. He put out, you know, supposedly they were looking at tags and looking for his car for 2 days. Because Demetrius Haley been using the police database or his resources as a police officer to track this boy down who he had claimed he had beef with. Now, a lot of people are sitting up here and they're saying, "Oh, well, what you're saying about the girl is wrong and something that's not true." Why did this random police officer look for this man in the database and target him? Because if you really sit back and look at it and you take the emotions out of it and you take the uniforms off the officers and just look at them as regular people, what they did, you can tell it was personal. It was personal, guys. It was personal. And that's the thing that's sad. It was personal. This man was targeted by somebody. Now, getting back to it, right? Like I said, Preston Hempfield's body cam was the only one that was on, supposedly, right? Watch the funny stuff. Remember when he was on the ground and everybody was looking through the hysteria? We got to look through the smoke, y'all. When he was on the ground, the one officer had him like this, and then somebody, you know, I said somebody had his other arm, was holding his arm down, right? It was another white officer. Remember they said it's a 7th person that they haven't named yet? It was him. So it was 2 white officers there in the beginning when they first pulled him out of the car. And you know, I think that in the last officer that came up, you see his feet and you only see his hands when he pushes Tyre Nichols' arm down and you see it's a white gentleman. Now, when he's on the ground, I want you to pay attention. When the cop comes up, look at his feet before he grabs his arm. The cop don't know what the fuck's going on because the standard police procedure of what they're doing, they should have had him rolled over. But Preston Hempfield had the taser on his leg and had him sitting in the sideways fetal position. And he couldn't turn over. And he's like, "Turn over." And then you see the cop's legs moving like he don't know what's happening. The 7th cop, I guess the other white cop, then he just grabs his arm and holds his arm like, you know, he's trying to figure out like, why can't you get him over? You can see it in the video. That's why I think him and Preston is not going to be held accountable for this situation, because everything they did was stuff cops usually do. Like, you know, trying to get people hands behind their back and all that stuff. And this happened before the beating in another location. That's why they relieved them of duty. Them guys ain't going to lose their jobs. But they are going to be called as witnesses against these 5 stooges. You mark my words. Now, Tyre runs off. You know, we all know the story. Hempfield shot the taser. The taser malfunctioned. Because you see him look at the taser like, what the hell? When he ran off, he's like, shit, it malfunctioned. He runs off and goes to the next part. This is where it gets crazy. This is where it gets crazy. The second video they show, you know, the one that got everybody in the uproar, him getting beat up and all that stuff. I'm going to go down the line on 3 of these guys. From what I tried to identify them from the pictures of them and their body makeups, and to find out who is who and what was done with somebody. Check this out, guys. In the second video, when he's held on the ground, right? In fact, we're not even going to go in order. We're going to go in the order of him being run, because I'm like, there's no video of him getting caught. I have the video down here in the bottom. You got to comb through it. You'll see it. It's somewhere in the middle, near the end of him getting caught. I think Emmett Martin is the one that caught him. And Tyre was out of breath and he was tired, because the way that cop ran up on him with his body camera on, he caught him quick. Like you could see him like zoom up on. I think it was Emmett Martin that grabbed him and tackled him to the ground, and he fell at that corner intersection. And they said the intersection was at Ross and Castlegate. So that's where this happened at, when he got that beating of his life. Emmett Martin tackled him. Justin Smith came behind him to assist. So I think Eric Martin and Justin Hill are the ones that's holding him down. Now, I remember they said these guys were frat brothers with Demetrius Haley. I don't know. I don't know anything about that, guy, so I don't want to incur that into this. But these are the two officers that was holding him down, to my knowledge, the way I think it is, right? From looking at the camera, their faces, body makeup, this is what I think it was, right? So they're the ones holding him down. Justin Smith, Emmett Martin. At that time, that's when you see Demetrius coming around the car, fixing his face mask to hide his face. They're holding him on the ground. But before he's getting over there, because you ever notice in the whole thing, you never saw Demetrius Haley's body cam. So you don't know what he was saying on the camera, which they still have hidden, because you know they chopped this thing up. Because I think they chopped this thing up for them to have a good case against these officers. But it still should be public knowledge somewhere to get this information of what Demetrius Haley was saying. Because you got Emmett Martin's body cam, some of his footage, Justin Smith, some of his footage, and sound. When I say footage, I'm talking about sound. And then you got everybody else's sound, but it's all chopped up in certain scenarios. Now watch this. Let me talk about these three people real quick. Desmond Mills, Demetrius Haley, and Emmett Martin. Now, we'll go with Emmett Martin first. Emmett Martin is the one that chased down and held Tyre Nichols with Justin Smith. Demetrius Haley was the one that put the mask on, right? And took the cell phone pictures. He's also the one that took the mask off later on while he was talking to him. And you'll see that in the video too. Now, people are saying, oh, like I said before, it was no reason. The girl wasn't involved or anything like that. But all of this stuff is coming out from various sources, right? But everybody, you say it's no girl involved. What was the motive for him to attack that man? What was the motive for him to come over him and stand like a supervillain, talk to him or whatever before he laid the beat down on him? What was the reason why he came and kicked him in the face first before he even started talking? You see what I'm saying? And then what's funny is when they're sitting there talking to him and holding him, and the whole time the beat down happened, guys, at no time did anybody try to put handcuffs on him. He was beat for 3 minutes. Nobody tried to put handcuffs on him that whole time. If their job was to apprehend a criminal. Think about it. Look, see if you notice this. Let me break this down with these people though. I think Desmond Mills Jr. is the dumbest one out of all of them besides Demetrius Haley. He the fat one that's out of breath all the fucking time and shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. I want to correct something, and I'm gonna be honest. I blame Justin Hempfield, and a lot of people have, because they thought it was a white guy when the beating happened. It wasn't. It was a light-skinned dude. And the body cams show it when they show the other body cams. The dude that had the baton and was whipping them and all that stuff was none other than Desmond Mills. Mr. Boombastic, fat-ass dude, bald-head dude. He was the one beating him. The way the camera was and the way the lighting from the sign was, he looked white. He is light-skinned. It's him that was doing that. Because a lot of people had on gloves and stuff like that. Desmond Mills was the one that had the baton and was beating him. That's why he got them lacerations on his neck. And while he was beating him, they kept saying, hit him again, hit him again, hold him up, hold him up. Senseless, man, senseless. But Desmond Mills is also the dumbass that sprayed the mace and got it in fucking Emmett Martin's face and Justin Smith's face. That's why they looking stupid running around after it was over, like looking dumb. And he maced his own self. Another thing is this. When you look at these other cameras, people say Tyre Nichols called for his mom one time. No, he didn't. He called for his mom 2 to 4 times at that intersection. He called for his mom so much that either Emmett Martin or Justin Smith, one of the ones holding him down, tried to cover his mouth. And somebody said, shut the fuck up. They were trying to quiet him while they was fucking him up. This was not standard police procedure, which we all know. And I'm looking like, yo, I seen people get fucked up by the cops. I got fucked up by the cops before. They don't do that. They still try to act within their rules. Nothing they did had any type of training or protocol of law. And the thing is, you also got to know, when he got kicked in the face and they was holding him down, nobody was like, you know, normally if you're trying to arrest somebody and somebody kick him in the face, after that, one officer is trying to stop the other officer because he cares about his job too, or him getting in trouble. They didn't stop it. That lets me know that they was trying to wear this dude out. And I'm going to say a couple of things about this, and I hope you guys are still with me. If you're still here, this is very important. Like I said, one cop tased him, Preston Hempfield. Other cop held his arm at the first stop. When he went to the second stop, the other cops wasn't there. The other white cops wasn't there. He gave the directions of Ross and Castlegate after they was tired of beating on him and all this other stuff. And that's when the other police came. So all that shit they was doing, getting their shit off on him, I think that was the revenge. I don't think they thought he was going to die. They just wanted to fuck him up real bad. Because when it was them three there, dude took the mask off and said something to him and was talking all crazy to him. And then they turned him away from the camera, and then they got that and was choking on him. And they was saying stuff to him. None of that sound is on the camera. On a body cams neither. That's why you know it's some flim-flammery with that. They let you hear what they wanted you to hear. You see what I'm saying? Because they still wanted to paint them a certain way. So Justin Hempfield was at the first thing. He'll get charged with those things that he did. And basically it was acting erratically. So he ain't going to lose his job. Of course, he wasn't at the second thing. He wasn't at the second location. The other white dude, they not naming him because he really didn't do anything. He just held his arm there for a second because he thought they was trying to get, but Tyre wound up getting up and getting out of there. So that's why they are on light duty, or they're pushing pencils somewhere in the office. And that's why. So another thing is, the cops saw the camera. Two of the police seen the camera. Y'all remember that? The camera on the sign, one flashed up there and saw it. And I guess he must have said something to them. And the other cop went and flashed up there and held the camera to the flashlight to the light. And he seen it, went back. That's all of a sudden, now he's handcuffed and they're taking him to the car. And now it's back to police business. See that? Another thing is, when Tyre was up against the car, Desmond Mills held the light up so Demetrius Haley could take the pictures of his face. Remember that? Remember that? It's so many questions that need to be answered, you know. And the thing is this. We're going to go back. Now, that's the police part of it. Those are questions that need to be answered. You understand what I'm saying? They lied on him. Said he was going the wrong way in traffic. Remember that? When he got pulled over, he was doing this. Then they said he was reckless driving. You know, driving recklessly. That's what prompted them to pull him over. We found out that's a damn lie. Then they said he was high as a kite. Remember at the end? Oh, he high as hell. Why? Because he was taking a beating? Listen, I know how it is to get punched in the face hard. A lot of men don't. A lot of people don't. But listen, guys that fight and been in fights, when you get punched in the face and you get dazed, a lot of times you think you're normal. Especially when you get knocked out and woken back up when you box, you think you're normal. You get up and try to do normal stuff. We see it all the time. When Tyre was getting beat and pummeled by Demetrius Haley, when he was throwing them blows, and he was throwing for all he was worth, like trying to knock his head off. You know, no disrespect to the family. Tyre was so dazed, he kept saying, all right, all right. They were like, put your hand behind your back. The whole time, put your hand behind. He like, all right, all right, all right. He didn't even know he was getting hit. I guarantee you, the adrenaline kicked in. He was just trying to keep his bearings. And that's a damn shame. But listen, let's go a little bit past this. It's a big thing about this girl. I think that girl is involved. I think she's involved. Now, I don't know anything about the FedEx situation or anything, and it may be true. But this is the thing that's aggravating me with people when they keep saying this. Oh, the stepfather said, that's a rumor. That's a lie. Stop spreading those lies. Okay, let me explain something to you. Let's be real here. 29-year-old man, you think you're going to talk about sex life with his stepfather? You talk about stuff with your dad? Yeah, I'm about to knock this chick down. I like her. Or something. No. Another thing is this. Why would he tarnish the name and attach a reason to why the brutality was against his son when the spotlight's on the brutality now? Why would he tarnish the image of his son in the media and the world right now? Why would they do that? You don't give information that you don't have to give to make somebody look negative in a negative light, especially somebody in your family. Why would he tell the truth about, tell anything negative about this stepson when the mother's grieving and he got to live with the wife? Think. I wouldn't say nothing either. If my son was in, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's something minor, but I mean, if it was a cause, I wouldn't say anything either. Because number one, it's not for me to say. And what if Tyre said it in confidence? Hey, Dad, I like this girl and this and that. I don't think Tyre even knew this guy was a police officer. For all I know, for all it can be honest, Tyre and the girl could have had a falling out. The girl used herself like, you know what? And told on him. The guy's like, you know what, baby daddy shit, I'll come handle it. You know? But I mean, we don't know. But guys, it's a lot of stuff in this story that gotta be out. Why, people talking about, the girl and stuff, the girl don't exist. Okay. What did at the funeral, what did Al Sharpton, who talked too much sometimes, say when he was talking? And you can see the funeral, it's on YouTube. All of these circumstances coming up we don't know about. We didn't know about the chief of police. We didn't know about the girlfriend. Why he bring that up? Then he changed it. Why he bring up the chief of police? Now everybody's, when he said the chief of police, everybody, oh, he brought up the chief of police. Well, yeah, I believe that because you heard the negative news on the chief of police. Nobody talk about this girl. I'm one of the only people that showed a damn picture on my videos. Nobody talked about it. And people get mad, oh, you putting people's business out there. Listen, this is a national story. So it's everybody's business because it's out there. The bottom line is this. He brought it up. So that kind of contradicted what the father said, right? Another thing, Tyre had a baby, right? 4-year-old son. Knew his dad. How come the baby or the baby mama didn't look like they was at the funeral? I ain't see him. I ain't see the kid. It was a picture of him holding the baby up. Normally in a funeral, the child be sitting up there with the family because they all grieving. Hey, this is Tyre's son. Or they at least show him, you know how the media is. The media going to get as much as they can out of this story. Where the baby? Where was the baby mom? Think about that. Think about that. Bottom line is this, guys. This story is crazy. And it's going to get crazier. And if two of them are pleading not guilty, so that means it's going to be a trial. The trial transcripts will tell everything that everybody thinks people are acting crazy over. And people are lying, and the rumors are not true. It's going to be a lot of shocking details in it. The only way this story do not get out is if they all take deals and they quietly go into sentencing. Because there'd be no court transcripts because they took deals. I'm Stock Market Steve. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, leave me a comment. Tell me if you believe anything I'm saying. Because I think that's really what it's about. I think that girl is involved. I think she and Tyre must have gotten into some type of situation. Because I don't see Demetrius Haley knowing him like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he ran up on him. And when he talked to him, he announced who he was and who he knew and why he was there fucking him up. Look at the camera. I'm black. I know how black dudes act, especially goofy motherfuckers that do thug ass shit. I've been around them a lot. I know. See you in the next video, dude. I said dude. See you in the next video, guys.